Hi everyone, I'm your host Azin Javed. Thank you for joining us for our third episode of Survivor Stories, Empowering Gender-Based Violence Survivors, a project of Immigrant Women Information Network, an organization working for immigrant women's rights in Greater Toronto area in Ontario. Here today with us is Sangeeta Marathe. She is a holistic medicine practitioner at Urja Holistic Clinic and Hypnosis Clinic. She treats chronic conditions such as cancer, weight loss, gut health, and chronic pain, including neuro, osteo, and neuromuscular conditions. She also deals with mental and emotional health. Thank you for joining us to tell your story, Sangeeta.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me. And my background as well as like naturopath, osteopath, emotions, energy hypnotherapist. And I not heal is a part of it, but I treat. I'm a clinical practitioner, so I treat straight. So yeah, that's the job. And I'm also fitness instructor and yoga instructor. There's a lot of hats that I wear. So imbibing like body, mind, emotions, energy, social environment. So
So, as you know, we usually talk about people who have faced some kind of domestic
yeah.
abuse in their life. And we wanted to know, like, tell us something about yourself. What was your life like? How long were you married? How everything sort of like came about.
Yeah, I immigrated here in somewhere 2010. After the second marriage in 2009, I had a daughter. I have a daughter of my first marriage. And 2013, I got her also here. Um, I started my career here in syndicated mortgage, and things were very well going on. Really had a good money, so I never had to look back for myself. And as the time went, um, my ex-husband started saying we need to sell the house because he lost his job and mm, things were haywire. But I think somewhere I trusted him because of his financial background that he had. And as the time went by, he sold the home. I said okay, and he said we'll buy again, no worries. Once I sell my home in Mumbai, and I trusted him. He took my jewelry away, saying that we will get that back. I said, okay. And we started reinvesting on the rent in 2018 onwards, and we're still on the rent. And somewhere there was abuse consistently, emotional abuse that you're not worthy to come here in North America, all that stuff. I started, there was a dwindle in the syndicate mortgage career. And I started looking at health as a career. After 50, I said, let me do something that I love. And he was like, who's going to come to you for the treatment? And
So, so I just wanted to sort of like reiterate that the gender-based violence that you had endured, it started off as a financial issue.
yeah, I started a financial issue. And also, it was there. But I believe since it was second marriage, I had a child in my hand. So I neglected all that. It's okay. It's fine. Because my entire focus was on my child. So I never murmured about it. I kept on doing whatever I kept on doing for myself, my family. I earned great money, um, and never looked at my account at all. How is it going? And then 2021, somewhere, I overheard that he sold his home and got some other home in India. He didn't tell me. And that time I asked him, you're supposed to bring the money here to get your home back. He said, no. And that's where the alarm like went off, like, no, this is cheating, totally, totally cheating. And because I know I used to pay the mortgage of that home, and I started, let me just see what's going on with the finances. And he used to blame us for his downgrade of his life. And when I started looking at bank papers, I realized, my God, he flicked in all my money. all my money. And he blamed us. He was surviving on my money from 2016 onwards after he left the job. And even before I started looking at even previous records, his earning was XYZ and expenses were above. His credit cards were above. He's filed a proposal. This long, and he took loans on my name, which I kept on paying. Even today, like last month, we had to pay his car loans. He just abandoned just because I was what's this, a guarantor or whatever, because he couldn't get on his name, and still we are paying it. The kind of thing that is started way back, not only after the domestic violence trauma in 2021, we're still mm, picking up the pieces together. Still, we started looking at the papers in 2021. I said, let me just have a look before even separate what happened. And when I went to the banks, taken all his banks, he had more than 15 accounts. And
Yeah.
I saw the cash being taken out from somewhere from my account. I asked bank. I said he has done because he was a fraud examiner himself, so he knew how to do it.
So, what was the point when you decided that, things are getting out of hand?
I was doing all this paperwork. He took the papers back, and he said I was calculating, what he has taken, all this stuff. I said, this is what you've done. Why didn't you do it? So he said, I'll get those papers back because still I was in the. I said, this is for my satisfaction. I'm doing it month wise, week wise. What's your income and what's my income and what happened and where the income gone and all this. And he didn't give. He said, my lawyer says not to give you back. And I said, no, we both of us agreed that we will get into the papers. And then I tried to take the bag back of those all bunch of papers. And he tried to strangle my neck. And I was choking. And I called my daughter to help. And there's one girl who stays with us. And she came out. They tried to, take him away from my space somehow. I taken that stuff out and I crawled into my daughter's room and shut the door. My daughter was telling, let's call the police. So I was quiet and on that topic. And he used to stay in the same home that's we are into. 2, 3 weeks later, it so happened we were going to someplace. Both of us were together. And I just realized something hit my credit report. And that time, why the hell Nissan Finance is on my report? He said, yeah, the car is, you also co-signed it. I said, that's your car. We never used it. I have my own car. He said, what's in my name? Oh, I just trusted you and signed it. Why did you trust me? And that moment of time, I knew, no, he has to go out of the home. And we asked him to go. My daughter wasn't there. He wasn't there. And I was alone. And the girl who was there with us, I asked her what happened that night after 2.5 weeks. And she said, XYZ. I said, is it okay if I record this? What you're saying, what you saw, what you experienced? I said, yeah. And she recorded that. And she also said, that night, he said, if you would have had a knife, you would have killed both of us, even my daughter. And she also went, and I was alone. And I saw that video. When you are in the trauma that happened, like the mind is blocked, you don't know anything that happened to you. But someone tells you what happened. And when you saw the video, it's like it's more than a crime petrol that we see on the television.
Just to clarify, 3 weeks later, you asked the girl to narrate what happened to you that day.
Yeah. And then when I called, even then I was not ready to call police. So I called my spiritual, she's here. And I called her, so what happened? She told me only two sentences. Your spirituality comes later, your safety first. And it is time to become Durga than Draupadi. Call police. That's what she said. And she kept the phone down. And that's where I called my daughter's good friend. She stays just 5 minutes away because I was alone at home. And I called the police that time. Yeah, and that's where the whole thing began. Otherwise, till then, I was like hesitant to call police. And many times people ask me questions, you have so much of knowledge and so much of degrees, and how come you sustained all this? I tell them, like, people when are in the trauma, it's like when fish is in the water, fish doesn't know it's in the water. Your subconscious mind is trying to protect you all the time that you don't take some more challenges of facing you in the world. Because during this phase, all the friends were gone away. No one even asked whether I'm alive or dead.
Did you face any isolation when you were in married? Like, did he try to sort of like keep you away from people, or was it okay that you were so busy in
No,
your?
no, he was very good in the like whoever knows about this. How come he can do that? He's such an smiley face. Like he ran away from this country. I when I called the police, he was there after 2 3 days. He gone and he didn't come back. Now he has the bench warrant against him because he kept on postponing, and the trial went on, and then he didn't come. So
He went back.
back immediately after this thing, telling my I have some um, tooth stuff that to be done in India.
So
So he convinced police.
you got your divorce in absentia?
I didn't get a divorce. It's this police report of he is strangling my neck and trying to attempt to murder me.
Okay. And so he's run away and you are legally still married to him.
Legally married. I applied for the divorce now.
Once you called the police, then what happened? Like, they come to your house. What was the process? Did they help you with anything? How was it?
Yeah, I went to give my witness. My daughter went, and the other girl went for the witness. So that's what happened. And during this phase, like I was connected with PCHs, but yeah, since me being a counselor from different type also, so I didn't seek any counseling. No, no, nothing from that outside. I become my own counselor here. Um, but financial help as such, no, no.
And no, I meant like with the legal stuff, that kind of thing.
No, the legal stuff is like victim assistance or kind of thing. They continued their court processes. They always there has to be date in which the court has to appear, and then he used to abscond because he had a lawyer saying that no, he's not well. Actually, in this March when it was the trial again, he didn't turn up. That time, the court said no, he has to be present. He's absconding, giving some reasons for sure. That's where he got a bench warrant this time.
Can you explain what does a bench warrant means?
That means that if he comes now into this country, the moment he lands, he'll be arrested and the court will run.
When you filed for divorce, how does that work?
See, after that has happened, this the trial, I started asking, is there any way I can get something from back because so much is a loss, thousands and thousands of dollars, hundreds, thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars are lost here. Home is lost, and the kind of I approached a legal aid, and they said there's no point in fighting. I don't think because there's no stress that you can get it. It's already 3 years and more. And I said, okay, so just that go. And I let that go and then filed this. And then through Hague Convention, I'm doing it on my own for the divorce. So, yeah, that's
I'm
that's
sorry, what convention?
Hague Convention. Hague Convention, I've given the notice to be served to Hague Convention so that it's in between the countries because
Oh,
he is
okay.
in India. Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
cannot get a divorce here in absentia, like the court cannot grant you divorce?
No.
Okay.
They have to go through the Hague Convention first. It's kind of a legal route.
This is what you do full time. You work as a sort of like, healing practitioner, naturopath, yoga. And you said that your work has helped you a lot. in healing yourself?
When you're going through trauma, I wasn't even raising my head up. But when I saw the kids of the women who gone through the trauma, that was a wake up call for me. Their scans of the heart were worse than the someone who was age 50 energetically. And that's where I said I had to stand up. If I don't, then who will? That became my mission, that nothing doing. I don't want kids to die like that. They deserve better parents. And that's where I took on. So that was my turning point. Those kids who came to for treatments.
So you work with, I'm sure you work with all kinds of patients. Do you get other women who are survivors of domestic abuse with in your practice?
I have at least 30-40% of the crowd.
Do you think that like if you tell your story to other people who are either in bad marriages or situations which are not conducive to their well-beings, what would you tell? Like you said that your mentor told you to your safety comes first and get out. What message would you give to other women who are in situations such as yours? What do they need to do? What do they need to look out for? What's your sort of message to them?
More than a message, I'll try to understand what's the subconscious mind trying to do. So I try to understand what subconscious mind is trying to do, and then different kind of modalities I apply, wherein they start seeing it different context. And I slowly mold them towards a new life. In between, it's a big decision to leave the partner or not. My job is to make sure that they are in a different kind of thinking. For me, also, it was true. I didn't think it was abuse. I thought it's a part of the social, and more than that, it's like I was trying to protect my child. I don't want to give that another tension. What's the second marriage to fail, right? So somebody's trying to do something like that. So in that scenario, giving those tools to them and support to them, that's my work is all about. I wouldn't say what decision they take is different than it's who's making that decision.
Once again, thank you, Sangeeta, for sharing this very difficult story with us and how you coped with the aftermath. You have risen out of a horrific ordeal like Phoenix. We at IWIN are so grateful for your time and cooperation. And to our listeners, we will catch you in our next episode.